Hello, everyone. My name is Halcyon. I'm a physician assistant currently practicing in emergency medicine. I am really excited to introduce Testimony Life's Church Living Well Ministry. This is a space where we can share simple, practical information of how to live healthier, more balanced lives. 1 Corinthians 6:19 says, "Your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit." Therefore, taking care of your health is not a selfish act. It is actually an act of stewardship of the gift that God gave us. As many of you know, March is Women's History Month, and it's a time when we honor the strength, the resilience, and the contributions of women in history. As women, we tend to forget to take care of ourselves as we care for others. And so, to kick off this series, we are focusing on preventative tips. We want to talk about issues such as blood pressure and cholesterol, and when to get your mammograms and when to get your pap smears. So, one of the most commonly overlooked condition is hypertension or high blood pressure. Normal blood pressure is less than 120 over 80. And checking your blood pressure, even at home, is relatively simple. Blood pressure monitors are pretty inexpensive and easy to use. Um, but if you do have a conversation with your doctor should begin screening for hypertension even as early as age 18. If you're over 40, especially if you have risk factors such as family history or you're African American or obese, you should be screened much sooner and annually. Another condition that's often overlooked is diabetes, and most people know someone who's a diabetic. It is one of those conditions that is silent but can be deadly and can lead to chronic kidney disease if not diagnosed properly. How do you know when you're diabetic? If you're excessively thirsty, you're urinating often, you're fatigued, you could be a diabetic and you will need to have a conversation with your doctor. They do recommend starting screening for diabetes at around age 35, but if you are having any symptoms that is concerning, please talk to your doctor. Another important condition to screen for is high cholesterol. Many people don't know they have it until they're screened, until they have it. And so it does increase your risk for heart disease and stroke. Most people have family members who have high cholesterol, but they are not aware that they have this condition. And so screening should be done, especially if you have a family history or have a high fat diet at around age 20 to 30. Another important condition to screen for is breast cancer. Um, a common misconception is that breast cancer occurs only in women, but less than 1% of men can have breast cancer. Screening for breast cancer should begin around age 40, or if you are high risk, let's say you have a family member who has had breast cancer, screening for you should begin 10 years before your youngest family member was diagnosed. In general, screening for breast cancer begins around age 40, and the main diagnostic test for breast cancer is a mammogram. The pap smear is a very important test to get for the early detection of cervical cancer. Screening for pap smears usually begin around age 21 to 25 and should continue every 3 to 5 years. If you are 65 years and older, you may want to have a conversation with your doctor to see if you should continue getting screened. Colon cancer is on the rise, and if you have a colon, you can get colon cancer. There are many ways to check for colon cancer. You can get a colonoscopy or a stool sample, and you should have a conversation with your doctor to see which test is right for you. Screening usually begins at around age 45, but if you have a close relative who had colon cancer, your doctor may recommend that you get tested sooner. One condition that's often overlooked is osteoporosis. What is osteoporosis? That's where you have weak and very thin bones that are easily broken. How do you detect osteoporosis? A bone density test, and that's a very easy and simple test to get. Your doctor will recommend screening at age 65 and older, and you should be screened every 2 years. Now, if you are a woman in your 50s and you smoke or have been on steroids for a chronic condition or had a previous fracture, your doctor may recommend screening at age 50. Now, most people don't think about mental health as part of preventative, but it is. You can monitor how you handle stress and anxiety or even depression and find ways to balance those things. You can talk to your pastor, you can talk to a friend, you can talk to your healthcare professional if you're feeling overwhelmed with life. Remember, your mental health is a key part of your health. As we close out the series, I want you to remember that your health and well being matters. And taking care of your mind and body is how we honor the life that God gave us. Begin your path to living well today. If you have any concerns, please be sure to reach out to your healthcare professional. Thank you. Thank you for listening and stay tuned for more conversations on women's health and wellness.